On to Manchester City. Paul, what's the update with Kyle Walker in your opinion? You think he will leave in January, or this is just, smoke and mirrors trying to figure out his future and then maybe leave in the summer?
No, listen, it was a big statement, wasn't it? I don't think there's any going back from this one. He's done it before. I think from where he is now, whether it's to do with his own personal life, whether it's to do with his football career, whatever the reasons are, I think he's made his feelings quite clear that he wants a fresh start and a challenge elsewhere. I don't think this is about money for Kyle Walker. I think this is about maintaining his legacy at Manchester City, which is incredible, by the way. What is it, 6 Premier Leagues, 4 FA Cups, 2 League Cups, something along those lines, or the other way around, 2 FA Cups, 4 League Cups. It's an incredible legacy what he's going to leave there. And he's a top player and he's been a top servant for that club. And I think there's always been a thing with Pep, hasn't there, when he says if a player wants to go, he can go. And I think for Kyle Walker, it's maybe time for him personally and professionally that he wants a new challenge. Whether that's AC Milan or not, that's, we were led to believe that they were the favourites, but they can only take one in this window, can't they? One Englishman, whether it's Rashford or Kyle Walker, they can't take both. So whether that option's cut down or not, if Marcus Rashford goes there's still a lot of balls up in the air at the moment. I think there's a lot of clubs still juggling a lot of options. But is it the end for Kyle Walker at Manchester City? I think it is. It's not an easy deal to do. I think they'll try their best to get it done in January. He's obviously not been in the squads, he's not been playing. It's not ideal for Pep to have a player inside the training ground that doesn't want to be there and doesn't want to play. And also for the player, if he's already said he wants out, then the best thing for everybody is to get him out. So I think everybody will be working, pulling in the right direction to get the deal done. As to when and where, we'll see. I still think that AC Milan are favourites. I think you look at the couple of English lads that are there, the English contingency there, with Ibrahimovic there as well. I think it's a good fit for Kyle Walker, a very good club. But I think, if that deal can be done in January, I think it's best for everybody that it is done.
Yeah, by all accounts, he held a leaving party with some friends last week, so I was just
There
waiting
you
for
go.
the invite.
You got the invite, Pete. We didn't get the invite. Did you go?
No, I didn't go, pal. I was busy.
And Pete, when will Omar Marmoush be seen in City Blue? It feels like a matter of time at this point.
Yeah, I think this one will get done before the close of the window. We've still got plenty of time. We've got to the 3rd of February in this January transfer window for deals to be completed. Look, City are confident they'll get this deal agreed with Eintracht Frankfurt. Obviously, the Germans are playing a bit of hardball right now. They're trying to get as much money as possible for the Egyptian international. City are confident that the player himself wants to make the move to the Etihad Stadium as well. So it's just a matter of sitting down, thrashing out this deal with Eintracht Frankfurt and getting the deal done, because there's a willingness from City to get it done. There's a willingness from the player to make the move to join up with Pep Guardiola's side. A huge opportunity for him, and obviously Frankfurt will make a huge profit on the player as well. I think probably talking around, they're holding out for around £65 million for him. I think City are at the £58 million mark at the minute. That was rejected, so I'm sure the two clubs will meet probably halfway and we'll get a deal agreed, and we'll see Omar Marmoush in that blue shirt of Manchester City by the end of this transfer window, and it'll be really interesting to see how he fits into Pep Guardiola's side. Obviously, we know he's had a great season so far. In the Bundesliga, he's been banging in goals left, right and centre. 20 goals, 14 assists in 26 games. That's pretty good going. So another huge bit of armoury added to Manchester City's attacking output, and let's see if he can come and transform that form that he's shown in Germany into the Premier League as well. But yeah, that'll be a big deal. That'll be one of the biggest deals of the window, I think, when it does get confirmed, and I do expect it to go through despite the initial bid being rejected.
He played the other day, though, didn't he? I don't know
He
whether
did,
that
yeah.
was a statement from his club or what, or whether that was an indication as to how far away the clubs are. Because generally when we see clubs in negotiations and they're close, the player doesn't play, does he? But actually he played. I can't remember what night it was, whether it was a weekend.
Yeah, Tuesday night against Freiburg, he scored one and set up two, so he's put a few more quid on his price tag probably.
And Paul, City have already agreed deals for Kusanov, Vitor Reis from the Brazilian league. Do you think Andrea Cambiasso will be the next defensive reinforcement, potentially the future right back at Manchester City after Kyle Walker leaves?
Kusanov's a real player, by the way. When he comes, he's a young lad with a lot of potential. He'll do well in the Premier League. Cambiasso, yeah, he can play full back or wing back. I think he'll take a decent fee to get him out, but Manchester City aren't afraid of that at the moment. We know with their FFP and PSR they're available to spend. He was on loan, not last season, season before last, I think, at Bologna, Juve. He's contracted till 2029, so there is going to be a hefty fee involved, but he's a player that's versatile. And I think when Pep likes to play those inverted midfielders, he's a player that can play in that position as well. You know, ideally a full-back, but quite happy anywhere higher up the pitch in a wing-back position. or tucked in. Yeah, he's a good player. He could be a good fit at Manchester City, especially if the Kyle Walker deal does get done. If it doesn't get done now, it's one that they will revisit in the summer.
And Pete, are City interested in adding fullbacks on both sides? Because they've recently been linked with Nuno Mendes, who does look to be leaving PSG in the near future.
Yeah, obviously we know left back I think has been an issue for Manchester City probably for the last couple of years. I think they've had to play players out of position to play in that role. Obviously Nathan Ake has done a good job, but I think he would prefer to play centre back. Guardiola, who's playing left back most of the time now, I still think his best position is centre back as well. So I think it is part of the squad that maybe is a bit imbalanced, and bringing in a sort of recognised left back would be a good option for City. Obviously Nuno Mendes is a top player at PSG. Lots of talk that Manchester United have made him their number one target to play left wing back under Ruben Amorim, who is a huge fan of the player, having worked with him at Sporting Lisbon. So yeah, obviously there could be a bit of a battle between the two Manchester clubs for Nuno Mendes. I think probably right now Manchester United are probably leading that race. They'll have to wait until the summer for any deal to be done, because I don't see Mendes leaving PSG in January, and I think United have really earmarked him for that specific position, which is a key position for Ruben Amorim for next summer. So I think there'll be a lot going on probably around Nuno Mendes come next summer, and I do expect him to probably make a move to Manchester, but probably with United, not City.